Wow, I don't know how you turn this thing sideways. I don't even know if anybody can hear me. Let's see here. Oh, no, that's not the right. Can you guys hear me? Oh, sure, you can hear me, great. I can't quite figure out how to get this thing. Hey, thanks, Mountaintop. Can't figure out how to get it to go sideways. Yeah, because what's that do to you guys? Oh yeah, no, we don't like that. That turns it completely sideways. That is just completely unacceptable. Yeah, I know, Doug, I know. I'm trying to figure this out. Listen, first time doing this, there's going to be a little bit of a growing pain. Yeah, I get it. Switch orientation. All right, I'm going to hit a button. It might close me out. Just stay. Actually, yeah, that might just end the whole thing. Oh, man. This is really unfortunate. Really unfortunate. Hey, if anybody knows how to turn it sideways, you let me know in the comments, because I don't know what I'm doing here. But anyway, we're here, we're in the shop. Sorry, it's vertical. It's my first time. There's gonna be some growing pains, I'm sure. But hey, we're doing it, we're learning. And this is really, really weird. I'm used to talking to somebody, or I feel like I'm just staring at myself, talking to myself, but, oh, thanks, Doug. Looks great. Hey, you know what, Doug? You look good too. Yeah, so my name's Elliott. If you guys don't know who I am, obviously if you're here, you know, you do know who I am, but we are in my shop, and if that heater is too noisy, you let me know. I'll shut the heater off. It's about 25 degrees outside, so I'd prefer to say somewhat warm, but if it is too annoying in the background, then, you know, I'll just turn it off. Good enough for government work. All right, so who's in here? Let's see here. We've got Doug from One Eye Custom, Jeff and Patty from Mountaintop. We've got Cam over at Forest Hog Outdoors. A lot of Doug. Paul, nice to see you, Paul. Brandon's always commenting. Nice to see you, Brandon. And hey, Outdoor in the 608, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, it looks like to be it. I mean, there's certainly some people in here that aren't commenting, and that's fine. But yeah, like I said, we're in my shop tonight. My shop is a 30 by 60 metal built building, and if you guys watch any of my videos, I don't know, there's, you know, my videos span so much information, such as firewood, mechanic work, tractor work, all that stuff. I mean, if you're not interested in shop stuff, I'm sorry we're not outside next to the log splitter taking this video, but it is quite dark outside and it's chilly. So we're in the shop. This is probably where I'm going to be doing lives. If this is somewhat successful, then I'll probably just continue to do them in the shop. You guys let me know if it's something you're interested in, then we'll do it. So what's up, Terry? Nice to see you. Hey, Mario. Mike, nice to see you. Ooh, the old Bryce is right. I like that name. That's a good name, buddy. If you guys see me looking over to my right, that's because I have my computer set up over there with the comments, and that's where I'm reading them at. So I'm not being rude looking off screen. That's just where I can see the comments. It seems like they do pop up on the camera as well, but they're kind of small and tough to see. So I'm going to continue to look over at the computer, because it's just easier that way. So it doesn't look like anybody complained about the heater too much. So heater's purring like a kitten. That's what I like to hear. If you can hear me, then that's great. I'm glad. If I'm warm and you guys can hear me, everybody's happy. So, yeah. In my shop, you guys can see, oh, Clifford's up on the lift. Yeah, seems like it's been living there for the past 2 weeks, man. I just finished up the front brakes on it, and this brake job has been a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. I did the fronts, needed front calipers, front discs, front pads, and got to the rears, and it needs everything back there. So this is about a $1,400 brake job on this thing. A lot of people. Hey Terry, hey John. What types of tires and wheels are on the red Ford? Yeah, so they're method wheels. I don't know the exact name of the wheel itself, but the tires are the Nitto Terra grapplers, and I'm very happy with them. I had Ridge grapplers on before, and they weren't that great in the snow. Put on these Terra grapplers, and they seem to be doing much better in the snow than the old Ridge grapplers did. Let's see here. Just watching your snowblower video. When your grease gun powers out, put it in mode 1 by the trigger. Gives you more power. That's a pro tip right there. Everybody look at that. That's a pro tip. If you guys have a Milwaukee grease gun, that's what he's talking about. If you guys saw my snowblower video, you noticed the one grease zerk was jammed up and it kind of bogged down the grease gun. So he says just gear down and let her eat. So Mountaintop. So if you guys didn't know, Mountaintop's not too far away from me. He's about 4.5 hours away from me, asking how much snow I got. We ended up getting only about, I think it was like 2 or 3 inches that stuck to the ground. We were supposed to get a big storm for Thanksgiving, and it just never showed up. So I don't know what happened there, but you know, meteorologist is the only job that you get paid to be wrong all the time. I don't understand. They just keep getting paid, and they're wrong all the time. But hey, they are calling for about 1 foot of snow in the next week, but they said that for Thanksgiving as well. So who knows what's going to happen? I surely don't. So. Yeah. How did you make out with your snowblower? So the snowblower is still sitting. This is the cool thing about this. So I'm streaming off of one of my spare phones that I film with. So the cool thing is I can kind of pick it up and actually show you that the snowblower is still sitting over there. I'm still waiting on the quick connects. Being that it was the holiday week and stuff like that, I'm sure that they're just held up in USPS or whatever. So yeah, it's still sitting in the same condition that I ended that video in. I haven't done anything to it. Still waiting on those quick connects. I have everything else though, so I'm hoping they're here before the storm, because I would really like to use the snowblower for that storm, but if not, I have no way to really rotate that chute, and kind of useless without rotating it. So we're just going to leave it in here if I don't get those quick connects, and we'll just do the driveway with the snow pusher. Let's see here. Let's catch up here. Terry's here. I think I said hi to Terry already. Watch your video with the 22 log splitter. Yeah, so my RuggedMade log splitter. That's a throwback, man. I still have that log splitter. It's still kicking around. And if you guys didn't know, that American CLS log splitter and conveyor I have, those are actually on loan to me. I don't own them, and I don't know when they're going back. It's kind of we're on like a month to month, but I don't own them. And the gentleman is not paying me to make the videos. I just get to use them, and I make videos in return. So the RuggedMade was really nice. I really liked it. I just happen to use this bigger splitter. It's got the adjustable wedge on it. Makes it really nice. Let's see here. We might get 3 inches tonight. So Outdoors in the 608, if you guys see him in the comments, he's actually also pretty close to me. He's not super far away. Bryce is right, redacted his message. That's suspicious. Snowblower price. Oh, Brandon's asking. Yeah, so I put a comment up to, well, in the video I said that I was going to tell you guys how much I paid for it, and then by the end of the video I totally forgot. And somebody actually did guess right. I left a comment and said, guess how much I paid, and I'd send you some swag. Somebody did guess right. I paid $1,000 for it, which I think is a pretty good deal given the shape it's in, and that it has the hydraulic chute rotation, and it's whole. I mean, it's whole. Everything's there. It's in pretty good shape. So I paid $1,000 for it, and the gentleman that guessed that, I sent him a message or left a comment to him to have him send me an email. So I'm just waiting on that, and I'm going to send him out some swag. Doug, I am just outside of Buffalo, New York. I'm about 45 minutes outside of out of Buffalo. So Bryce is saying no winter storms in Western New York. Bryce, where are you from, buddy? We're not. Doesn't seem like we're that far away from each other. I am in snow country. I'm in the snow country part of Western New York. if you look at the map of Western New York, it seems like the north towns don't get as much snow as the south towns do, just because the way the wind blows across the lake, and that's what they call lake effect snow. The wind picks up moisture over the lake and just blows it straight across. So, just looked up how to get live. Apparently, you make sure to auto rotate is checked in the setup screen before going live, then rotate your phone to landscape. So, Forest Hog, just give me a little bit of a help there, and it looks like I'm stuck in vertical for this video. So, and the next one, I'll make sure I'm in landscape. So again, I apologize, but it's the first time there's growing pains, I'm sure. So, if your thumbnail preview appears landscape, you're good to go. I was wondering why that looked vertical. That was suspicious. So, yeah, John, $1,000. I thought that was awesome too, man. So, you know, that's why I picked it up. I was out at a house doing something else and saw it sitting there, and said to the owner, you know, you ever thought about selling that? They weren't going to use it. They have a snow plowing service now. And they said, yeah, we would consider selling it. I hit with his number. So I hit him with $1,000. They were like, yeah, sure, sounds good to me. So let's see here. Sweet cylinders and hoses, probably worth half that. You're probably right, man. There's, I mean, I did have to buy a new cylinder and 2 new hoses for the chutes up and down, but I mean, the cylinder was only like 150 bucks, and the hoses, I just bought 6-foot 3/8 hoses. Those were like 30 bucks a piece, and the quick connects are all like $6 or $7 a piece. So it's, you know, I've got, with buying it at $1,000 and then buying the parts that I need to make it work, I've probably got another 250 bucks into it, so we're doing all right at $1,250. So I am not, Paul, you're right, I'm not far from South Main Auto at all. Yep, they are very local to me, so I do know those guys, and they do good work, man. They do put out some good videos, and they do pretty good work. So. Childers Builders. Yeah, what's up, buddy? That's my buddy Dustin. He's here. If you guys need some home renovations done in the Western New York, make sure you look that guy up. He does fantastic work. And yeah, we are supposed to get slammed with snow Sunday to Tuesday. I'm hoping so, because you guys seem to love my snow removal videos. I don't know if it's relaxing or what, but you guys seem to love them. So hopefully I get to make a couple of those videos soon. Hopefully the snowblower's up and running for those as well. So, yeah, he just asked Snow. Yeah. Doug, just 2 hours from me. We're both Lake Erie. Just a hop, skip, and a jump, man. That's not that far at all. I mean, I drive 45 minutes to work every day, so that's really not that bad. Oh, Bryce, you're up near Royalton. I know exactly where that is. I got a bunch of buddies that live up there. So, have you ever thought about getting a plow for your truck, or would that defeat the purpose of having the Kubota, you think? So I've considered getting a plow for my truck. However, I have the tractor, the equipment to do it, and my truck, I don't want to beat it up. I want to make this thing last as long as possible, and I know that just putting a plow on it is just going to destroy it. I mean, I wouldn't be going hard, but my problem is good enough is never enough, so I know if I put a plow on my truck, I'm going to go get contracts, and I'm just too busy for that, and I just can't say no to people. So if I put a plow on my truck, then I'll just be out doing people's driveways, and I really don't want to get into that. So that's probably the main reason I don't put a plow on my truck. Terry's out in Brockport, nice little college town. Done a little bit of partying there. And let's see here. Oh, all right. Bryce, you got some family farm in Alma. You can clean your oil heater the next time. Get a pellet stove brush, clean the tubes. You can get. Now, I was wondering about that. So that's a really good life pro tip right there. When you clean your oil heater next time, get a pellet stove brush to clear the tubes. You can get one at Tractor Supply. That's a fantastic life pro tip right there. So when I contacted the company about that, like, hey, what am I supposed to clean these tubes out with? They had like some special tool on the end of a piece of rebar that they used, and they sent me a picture of it, and they were like, you can make this up, and I'm like, I don't have a plasma cutter. I'm not cutting a perfect circle, like, so I did best with what I have. But that pellet stove brush, I'm gonna have to go pick one of those up, because that would be huge for me. Where do I source all my oil from? So that's a great question. So I source all of my oil from, well, anybody I know can drop oil off here. There's a ton of people that just drop off their oil a gallon at a time and stuff like that. But I actually get a lot of my oil from highway departments. So around here, the highway departments have to pay to get rid of their oil, and they're happy to give it to me for free. I just go pick it up in 55-gallon drums. They load it in the bed of my truck, and I'll pick it up out of the bed of my truck with my tractor and bring it over to my heater. So, you know, there I get it from auto parts stores. They give it to me and stuff if I go in and ask for it. There's only a couple of them that have a pallet jack at them, or a fork truck, I should say, that'll be able to put the 55-gallon drum in the bed of my truck, so I'm kind of selective on that. I'm not going to auto parts stores to pick up 5 quarts at a time. I usually tell people, I'll only come pick up oil if you've got 55 gallons or more. If you've got less than that, you need to come drop it off here. Snow videos are awesome, just fun to watch for me, yeah. Snow removals. People seem to love the snow removal stuff. So I have a question for you guys. Since we are heading into winter season, and I am going to be making a lot of snow removal videos. I mean, besides working in the shop, that's about the only thing I do outside. It's just too frigid. I don't like being outside. My bones are old. I don't like being outside. So question for you, when I'm making these snow removal videos, what do you want to see? Do you want to see the whole thing start to end, no music? You want to hear the machine going? Do you want cuts? Do you want different shots? Do you want it to be condensed? Do you want long videos, short videos? I'm kind of looking for your input, because it seems that every video on my tractor, people want different things. Like when I'm plowing the food plot, some people want the whole thing and just not cut shot here, cut shot there, cut shot here. So I'm interested to see what you guys are interested in. Do you just want to sit down for an hour and watch me plow snow? Or do you want to sit down for 10 minutes and watch a bunch of different cuts from different angles and stuff? So you leave a comment, let me know. I'm going to read through them later. If you guys didn't know, this live saves and you can go back and watch it, and I can actually go back and look through all the comments, so I can do that later. You let me know what you're interested in, and I'll do my best to get that for you. So how's everybody's hunting going? So this is a very public forum to say I'm a hunter, but boy, we'll do it. Yeah, I'm a hunter. I mean, I live outdoors. I only have 1 doe so far, which it's all right, but not good enough for the whole season. We eat all the meat. We live off of it. That's what we eat our red meat as. So the deer for me are providing for my family. So I look to get about 2 deer a year. So I need 1 more, and that's the way to go. How's everyone's? Preservation of the red truck is so Paul says preservation of the red truck is very important. I couldn't agree more. With the way things are going, who knows how long you'll be able to buy pickup trucks for that aren't electric powered, and I need something that's got some power to it. So we're going to make that truck last as long as we can. I undercoat it twice a year. I mean, the thing's nice and clean underneath. I do a lot of care on it. So look at that. Childers Builders, Bryce is right, wants an addition on his house, needs a contractor. There you go. Childers Builders is your man. Oil from the HW department. Oh, highway department, yeah. Maybe build a snowman with the tractor. How would I go about building a snowman with the tractor? Tractors don't have opposable thumbs. I mean, I grapple, I guess, but it doesn't have opposable thumbs. How am I going to make round things? Can we see the shovel work? I haven't broke out a shovel in a very long time. If I need to shovel something, we just walk through it. That's about the way I look at it. So, more Theodore. I don't actually, where is Theodore tonight? Theodore must be out hunting or something. I'm surprised he isn't here climbing all over me and causing a mess and just wreaking havoc. Theodore is still kicking. He's loving life. He's running around the shop. He's more in the shop during the day. I've been working on the red truck all day. He's been taking a nap, so I'm sure he's outside hunting, having fun. He can get in and out of the shop as he pleases. There's a little cat door, so he books in and out as he comes and goes. So, let's see here. Long view, close-up, time-lapse, long videos, snow removal, all the angles. You guys just want it all. Long videos, short videos, all the angles, no angles. Whole thing start to finish. Mike Myers, 67 this year, man. Spring chicken. Good for you, buddy. I'm glad to see you're out there still kicking. How about a front snowblower for the pickup? Few of them out there around Plattsburgh. So that's funny you mentioned that. There was actually one at auction about 3 months ago, and I went and looked at it. because I just thought it was way too cool. There was another snowblower there for my tractor, but they also had this one, and it was powered by, I want to say it was like a 20 horsepower Briggs, and the problem was it was only 5 feet wide, so it must have been on the front of like a Wrangler or something like that, because it would have been way too skinny for my truck. I would need something that's about 8 feet wide to fit in the front of my truck, but I have seen videos of that, and they're pretty wild. I saw a video of an old timer up in Canada that's got one, and he's actually got a power plant in the bed of his truck that powers the snowblower up front, similar to how the big like airport snowblowers work. So those are wicked cool, and I'd love to try one out, but maybe not on the red truck. It's a little nice to be slapping like you know, snowblowers up front and what have you. So can you undercoat the caliper slides? So, I mean, my preferred lubrication method of caliper slides is grease, preferably brake parts grease, but I guess you could if you wanted to. So with all the trouble that I had with these caliper slides, I think it's going to be my new thing every time I do an oil change. I'm going to take the caliper slides out and just grease them up. You don't need to take anything apart to get the caliper slides out. You take that one bolt out, slide the caliper up, and you can slide the pin right out. So I think that's going to be the new move. So how's the Cummins build going? So the Cummins build, again, I'm on a phone. Check this out. I can just pick it up. There's the Cummins right there. Still stock, still sitting on the stand. So it was my intention to build that this summer, but you know, life gets in the way and what have you. But you know, I don't know. Life got in the way. Summer flew by. I don't know where it went, but the Cummins is still sitting there, and it is my intention to build it over winter. I don't have as much chores and work to do in the winter time, so I'll be able to build that over winter, and that is the plan. So. As the motor sits, I mean, it runs, it drives. I drove the truck in here, so the motor needs a reseal, that's for sure. The thing leaked like a stuck pig, so we got to reseal the motor, but I want to put some Go Fast parts in it while it's here, and if my wife's watching this, all these Go Fast parts are going to be free. Free Go Fast parts. We're not paying for them. What's up, YDOC? What's going on, buddy? So if you guys don't know who YDOC is, he's actually from the, I believe he's in the Pacific Northwest, and he's a big OBS Ford channel. He's got a ton of great content. You guys should check him out. We got hooked up when I started building my Ford, and I mean, he's got some great content. He definitely knows more than I do about these old trucks, and I applaud him for that. I watch all of his videos. That's where I learn a lot of the stuff I know from my OBS, you know. I just add a heart and liver, cook it up with bacon. Heart and liver's good. That's a very acquired taste, though. A lot of people don't like that. I don't mind eating heart. Not a huge fan of liver, though. And if you just jumped in, we're talking about deer, not humans. Favorite work boot? Wow. Favorite work boot. So I used to wear Elliott work hogs. They were Elliott work hogs, and they were safety toe, not steel toe. They were safety toe, and those were my favorite work boots. The problem with them is they're super expensive. I want to say they're like $200. And I mean, I don't mind spending money for work boots. I spend a lot of money on work boots. I certainly do. But I actually have been rocking these High C boots. High C sent me a couple boots. I put them in videos before. They're High C slip-on boots, and I've been wearing these for like 6 months now. They are just as good as my Elliott work hogs. I love them. The only difference is these are steel toe instead of safety toe, so they are a little bit colder in the winter. That steel soaks up a lot of that cold and kind of puts it onto your feet, but I love these boots. I got nothing bad to say about them. If you did an update video on the engine, I pulled, I mean, there's nothing to update. It's been sitting on a stand. It's in the same condition that it's after I power washed it. I mean, I guess I could do something. You hate the cold, but everyone wants you in the snow. Get all the angles. It's nice and warm in the tractor. Stay with it. Hey, Doug, you know what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to throw my tractor on the gooseneck. I'm going to bring it down to your house, drop it off for a week, and I'm going to have you make me a cab for it. How's that sound? Man, would that be a video. Custom cab for the tractor. Yeah, you and your fancy enclosed skid steer. Listen, us peasants in our open station tractors up here, okay? Cummins build, coming along. Driving 2016 Dodge Dually. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. No, that's cool, man. I'm glad you got a Dodge. I got nothing against Dodge. They got really good motors. They have been cracking in half a lot lately, which is not fantastic, but hey, I got nothing to say. I'm just a Ford man. You know, some people are Chevy, some people are Dodge, some people are Ford. I just enjoy Fords. They all have problems and they all have benefits and they all cost a lot of money. Log cabin firewood. Hey, yeah, so if you guys didn't know, I hit 10,000 subscribers today, which is it's a pretty big achievement, I guess you could say. I've been doing this for about 3 years now, and just for a guy that's not super good looking and all I do is turn wrenches, split firewood, and drive my tractor around, I think that's a pretty big achievement. So I'm pretty proud of that, and I wouldn't be here without you guys, so I'd like to thank all you guys for participating and watching my videos. It really means a lot to me. You know, this is just a hobby for me. It doesn't pay the bills. If you guys think I'm getting rich off YouTube, you're out of your mind. If you know anybody that runs a YouTube channel, ask them how much they make off of it. You do not get rich off YouTube unless you're like Miss Rachel or what's the other, Blippi. Or they make a ton of money. It's insane. All right. Who else? Who did I miss here? Log cabin. I said that. Lake effect snow is no joke. You got that right, Glenn. Been dealing with my whole life. It's the only kind of snow I know, though. So it's just what I know, and it's really not that big of a deal with me. I've been 33 years now. I've been dealing with lake effect snow, so it's just what I'm used to. Brandon, favorite beer. So I tend to keep my beer out of my videos, but I drink Busch Light, and I drink Busch Light in the shop, and I drink a lot of Busch Light when I'm making videos, but I just tend to keep those out of the video because I try to keep my channel family friendly and stuff. I try not to swear on it. I try not to have, you know, beer laying around and stuff like that. So you might see me here and there sipping on one, but for the most part, I try to keep that stuff out. Less than 100,000. Oh, he's got less than 100,000 on his Dodge. Yeah. Thanks, Pete. Any big equipment purchases planned for the future? That's a dangerous question. It's a dangerous question. I would love nothing more than to buy a mini excavator. But, and I swear, my wife and I had this conversation one time. I swear my wife told me I could buy a mini excavator if I found one under $15,000. And I think she said that because she knows how much they go for, and I tell her how much they go for and stuff. So I swear she told me at one point that if I find one for under $15,000, I can buy it. No questions asked. Well, I tell you what, I found a mini excavator at auction, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, and I told her, and I sent her the link, and I said it's under $15,000. I think it closed for like $8,000. Like, it was cheap. It was a big machine though. It was like a 16,000 pound unit. It's nothing I could tow with my trailer. I would need a bigger trailer. I could pull it behind the truck, but I wouldn't be able to tow it with my trailer. But I told her I was buying it for the $8,000, and she told me I better be ready to sleep in it. So needless to say, I didn't buy that mini excavator, and I got to turn the heat off in the shop. Holy cow, is it hot in here. It's 67 degrees in here. I don't know if you guys can see my face. It's getting flush. It's hot, hot. So yeah, mini excavator would be a dream, but hey, the old ball and chain, you know. Let's see here. I went from Chevy to Ford, went from a half-ton to 6.0 Powerstroke. Love-hate relationship with it. Everybody that owns a 6.0 has a love-hate relationship with it. So if you build a 6.0 and you put money into the 6.0, you're going to have a really reliable truck, and you're going to have a really powerful truck. But if you just leave it bone stock and it just sits and you don't really drive it off, and they're really not that reliable and they're known to blow up. So yeah, you build a 6.0, you're going to have a really reliable truck. Strong runner right now. Let's see here. A lot of suspiciousness in the comments. A lot of message redacted. This is not the CIA. We should not be allowed to do that. Michelle, I heard he's buying another truck and a mini excavator. Forest Hog's onto something there. I don't need another truck. I have 2 trucks already. She knows I don't need another truck. I don't think she's worried about that. But yeah, so. No Jenny Cream Ale. So I do enjoy a good Jenny Cream Ale every once in a while, but I don't drink it constantly. If there's one kicking around, I'll have it for sure, but that is not, like, I don't go out and buy a 30 of Jenny Cream Ale. No way. That's just way too much. So you have an awesome Sunglasses emoji, thumbs up. Do you mean to say shop? Do I have an awesome shop? Yeah, so I built this shop. Well, I physically did not put up the structure, but the shop was not here when I purchased this house. I did everything else in it. The only thing that somebody came and did was put this shop up, physically set the steel and everything like that. Because it's funny, I actually asked them what the difference in price was to just have all the metal dropped off or to have them put it up. And it was a $500 discount if I wanted to put it up myself. And I said, you guys can keep your $500 and put it up for me, because they showed up with a crew about 4 or 6 guys and they had it up in like 18 hours. And it would have taken me by myself like a month. So $500 well spent. Everything else in the shop I did. I did the concrete, I did the electrical, because I'm a licensed electrician, and put all the insulation up. I've done everything else in the shop besides actually putting the physical structure up. So, did you have family members ask you for favors at Thanksgiving too? I don't really understand that question, buddy. Always get it in writing. Paul, that's really good. I might have to start doing that from now on. Always get it in writing. That's good contract law right there. Make sure it's signed. Oh, Terry, see, I knew I was onto something by the shop. I do have an awesome shop. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into the shop, but I've always wrenched on cars and stuff, and I grew up doing it at my dad's barn, and non-insulated. I mean, literally just a shell of a building with like 4 lights in it, and that's where I wrenched, and I would freeze all winter. But I always told myself I'd have a nice big shop that I can work in and get all of my stuff done. So, yeah. If you're ever in the area, stop and try out my mini and track loader. You would love to own one. So I've run plenty of mini excavators and track loaders in my life. Trying out, I mean, I'd gladly come run one, but it's not like I don't know how to. Thanks, Doug, though. I will swing by one of these days. If I ever come down that way to buy fireworks or something like that, I'll stop by. My favorite beer is Labatt's. Oof. I am not a Labatt's guy. I know I live just outside of Buffalo, but I think Labatt's is disgusting. That's my personal opinion. That's just how I feel. Sticky Icky IPA from Pressure Drop is my top favorite. I don't know if I've ever had that before. I'm not a big IPA guy, and I don't even know what Pressure Drop is. Is that a local brewery, or is that like a? I know. I'm sorry. I'm staring at the screen over there. I should mount my camera to the top of the laptop or something. It's terrible. I'm not looking at you guys. Or I should probably just try to look on the phone. Sticky Hippie. I drink Bud Light. Not bad. Bud Light and Busch Light come from the same parents. Molson Canadian. Kind of like Labatt. Not my favorite, but hey, everybody's allowed to have their opinion. That's why we live in America. Snowed here today. Mike, where are you? If you said that, I'm sorry, I missed it in the comments. It snowed, man. It snowed here yesterday, but nothing stuck. It just got a couple flakes. You could catch them on your tongue, and that was about it. Waldo's World has a shop with a lift and a dirt floor. Yep, I know. I've seen his videos. He does great work. He does fantastic work. He's a guy that's not afraid to get out and do something. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Forest Hog. I'll catch you later, buddy. That beer's from Buffalo. It looks like it has buds on the label. Not bad. Are you going to make it to Brad's Fellowship this year? I am planning on going to Brad's this year. So if you guys don't know who Brad is, he's talking about firewood at the furnace. His channel name is. And I believe it's in February. I'd have to look at the calendar to tell you the exact date, but I will be out there. So if you guys want to meet me, that's going to be a great place to meet me. It's in Maryland. It's about a 6.5-hour drive from me. Bunch of Easton-made products there, and we're going to be running some log splitters and splitting wood all day. So if you guys want to meet me, I will be out there at Brad's this year. Check out his channel, Firewood at the Furnace, and he'll have all the details there. Hey, Mario, thanks for the congratulations, buddy. It's a pretty big achievement. Mario, if you guys see him there in the comments, Mario was my first subscriber, buddy of mine, so I'm glad to see him here. He was subscriber number 1. Huge shout out to him. He's actually the one that convinced me to start a channel. I'd been talking about it for a long time, and he finally looked at me and said, dude, quit talking about it, just do it. And I sat down and started the channel, so Favorite beer is free beer. There's nothing wrong with free beer, man. I got to tell you what. If it's free, I guess I'll have to drink it. So, how often do you have to refresh your driveway with new millings? Well, we are going into, I think this is winter number 2. So I got them done in the beginning of summer. We did all summer. Then we went through a winter. We did all summer. So we're approaching year 3, and I have not put any new millings down. I haven't even graded the driveway. It has held up unbelievably well, and I'm super happy with it. I actually feel like if you look at my driveway, you can see there's like loose gravel on top, but if you sweep away the loose gravel, it's like hard asphalt. I've thought about getting like a 3-point hitch broom, one of those big brooms like you see on the racetracks and stuff, and just brooming all that loose gravel away so it's hard asphalt. But I'm scared that in some spots it won't be as hard as it is in others, and I'll just kind of broom it away to make a pothole. So I'm leaving it as is. It's been holding up great, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. So, yeah. Let's see here. What do I got to talk about? What's your day job? So, yeah, I work for a transportation company. I work at a local airport. And I do everything there. So I don't really have one task that I do every day. I'm kind of a do-it-all kind of guy, if that makes sense. So. Bryce is right. Yeah, so my driveway also would be very expensive to pave, and that's kind of why I went with the millings. Now, I had looked up a couple of different options, and millings, I did a ton of research on them, and I wasn't super committed to the project yet, but I was going to my parents' house and drove by, actually it was the company that ended up doing mine. I drove by a project they were doing, and I stopped and watched them work, and I saw the final product, and it was so nice that I said, hey, this is what we're doing, we're gonna get it done. And we added that huge long parking area on the side of my shop while they were here as well, so it worked out fairly well. Since then, a friend of mine has actually purchased a blacktopper, so that might be in the works. I think we're gonna go blacktop his driveway first, see how it works out, and if things go well, maybe we'll jump over here and see if I can DIY blacktop my driveway. I mean, it can't get worse, I guess, so. What's the cutting edge on the pusher? Wondered how that holds up to gravel driveways. I just put down some millings and I don't want to plow it all up. So that's a great question, John. I actually have a rubber cutting edge on my pusher, and I actually have a whole video on doing that. My pusher came with a steel cutting edge, and since I have the millings, I didn't want to tear it up. So I made a video. There's, if you're in, I don't know where you are, but if you're in the Western New York area, there's a place called Gable Belting, G-A-B-E-L or L-E, one of the two, Gable Belting. They buy old conveyor belts and then they cut them up for other uses, and one of the things they'll cut them up for you is custom size cutting edges. So I called them up, gave them the dimensions I needed. I mean, it was like 6 inch by the 6 feet, and I think it was like $20. It was super reasonable. Went and picked it up and just took the steel pusher off, or the steel cutting edge, and just bolted the rubber one on. If you go back in my channel, I think it's definitely listed under the Kubota playlist. If you look under my playlist, go to the Kubota playlist and go to about the beginning of last winter. You should be able to find that video. Let's see here. January 28th for Brad's event. Thanks, Log Cabin. So if you guys are interested in meeting Brad and checking that out, January 28th, that's in Maryland. How much for the mill driveway project? So now you have to take into account that I added on the side of my shop. I added a run down the side of my shop, and that was digging it all out down to clay and putting fill in and stuff. So this probably isn't going to be a fair estimate, but if I remember correctly, the entire project was $5,500. That was digging the driveway down about 6 inches, bringing all the millings in, rolling it out, digging that entire drive down the side of my shop, fill for that, millings and stuff like that. It was about $5,500. What's my favorite Facebook Marketplace find? I bought a lot of stuff off Facebook Marketplace, and I find a lot of good screaming deals. Let me look around. I don't know if I have a favorite that comes to mind. At least anything that's sitting in here. A lot of the Facebook Marketplace stuff I buy is out in the back as tractor attachments. I can tell you what my free favorite thing I found is. I got a backup compressor now. That was free. That was one of my favorite finds. Let's see if I can get my phone to sit back up there. Yeah, I don't really have, nothing really comes to mind for Facebook Marketplace finds. Sorry to disappoint on that one. I guess I'll study up and be ready for the next live. Let's see here. Oh, John Pittstown, huh? Rita, the heart of Illinois. Good to see you, Rita. Nice to see you. Dustin, yeah, buddy. Dustin, can you tell me? Oh, you know what? Facebook Marketplace find, you know what, is probably my original compressor, the one that I have hooked up. It's a, what is it? What's the name? Worthington, maybe? Why does Worthington sound like a piece of candy? Wellington, maybe? It's an old compressor from 1950, and it came out of a firehouse. It ran their air siren for the day. That was, I mean, it's a really nice compressor, but that's probably my favorite one. So let's see here. What do we got planned for the future on the Everything Elliott channel? Yeah, so this winter we got some shop work planned. Again, like I had mentioned, I don't like being outside. It's just too chilly. So we're going to be in the shop this year. I'm going to build that Cummins this winter. I need to pull the 7.3 out of the white truck, so I'm sure we'll do a video on that. I think the motivation I'm going to have to pull or to build that 5.9 Cummins is going to be to pull the 7.3 out of the 97, because if there's no motor in it, I can't drive it. So that'll be my motivation. As far as outdoor work goes, you guys don't know this yet, but I did purchase something very large at auction. Very, very large. My wife was less than enthused. I brought it home, had to borrow my buddy George's dual tandem gooseneck to get it home because it was too big for my trailer. So I brought that home. It needs to be cut up, and we're going to make it into something. I don't know when that project's going to start, but boy, oh boy, that's going to be a good one. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. What else do we have planned? Obviously, snow pushing. I still need to clean up the shop. So if you guys didn't know, I undercoat in here. Family and friends, I undercoat a ton of stuff for them, and the shop is just a filthy mess because of it. So I got to break out the Hotsy hot water power washer. Tripping over my words here. This is crazy. Got to clean the shop floor up because I like a nice clean shop going into winter. So what else do we have planned? Nothing really. I mean, winter's always a slow time. I always struggle in winter to come up with videos. Summer's easy because I'm so busy, but the wintertime I just struggle. And it's hard for me because I want to get a video out per week for you guys, but I also struggle with the like risk versus reward. Like, do I just make this crappy video for you guys to watch? Nobody's really interested in it. So, but then I also don't want to not put out a video. Winter's tough, man. It's just snow pushing, or in this case, this year it's going to be snow blowing. But how'd the food plot do this year? Going to do anything differently next year? Great question. Didn't do well. Yeah, so I planted the beets, and the deer just ate them before they came up. I mean, they sprouted, and the deer just hammered them. Didn't give them an opportunity to even grow. So I ended up throwing down some winter wheat, which if you guys don't know, winter wheat grows like a weed. You literally cannot stop it from growing. So threw down some winter wheat, and that just grew like crazy. So the winter wheat is back there bringing the deer in, and yeah, I mean, I'm happy with it. The deer are liking it. This is the first year I've got about 5 shooter buck on camera, so it's never happened before. So I'm pretty happy with the results of that. 59 Cummins build. Wow, no. Rita, it's not a 59 Cummins, it's a 5.9 Cummins. I don't know if that's what you meant or not, but it's not a 1959, it's actually a 5.9 Cummins. We showed it earlier, but you weren't here. It's sitting on the stand there. It's gonna go in that white truck. So sorry if you missed that, but, oh, now I gotta get this back on the stand. Sorry if you missed that, but it's a 5.9 Cummins. Why pull a 7.3 for a 5.9 Powerstroke is better, LOL. Have you ever tried to make some power with a 7.3? Have you ever taken a 7.3 to a machine shop and said, hey, make me 600 horsepower? Do you know what that bill's gonna be? You're gonna spend $10,000 to build that motor. Now, I can get that same power out of that 5.9 Cummins with a couple add-ons. I mean, I know I'm gonna be shooting pistons everywhere, but hey, it's a lot cheaper to make the 5.9 Cummins a lot more powerful. Now, I don't want the white truck to be a show pony. I want to pull with that truck. My wife won't let me pull with the red truck because that's our getting around truck. So I'd love to pull with the white truck, so I need to make power, reliable power, and cheap power, because if it breaks, I need to rebuild it. So that's why we went with the 5.9. I'm still going to have the 7.3. I'm actually using the entire powertrain out of the Dodge. So I'm using the transmission, everything like that. So when I pull the Ford stuff out, I'm just going to hang on to it. If it needs to, it'll be able to go right back in. I know it's a big project, but it's really not that big of a deal. Where's Miss Kitty? Rita, Miss Kitty is actually Mr. Kitty to you. That's Theodore. Theodore is a male. And he is out exploring right now. He can come in and out of the shop as he pleases. There's a kitty door, and I have been looking around for him. I honestly think he's outside, because if he was in here, he'd be all over my shoulders and stuff. I'd watch any video from, hey, appreciate that, John. Appreciate you, buddy. How many acres do I have? I have just shy of 7 acres, which is not enough, but hey, you do with what you can. Doug's asking, what's my highest view video? Believe it or not, we've been talking about it all night, snow pushing. I don't know why, but snow pushing videos are just insanity. I wish if I had a YouTube channel, I'd go move to a place that snowed year round, because people loved it. We got a snowstorm here last year that dumped about 5 feet of snow in a weekend, and I had to plow my driveway every hour. So that's my highest viewed video, believe it or not. There we go, 5.9. Have a good night. Hey, Terry, thanks for stopping by, buddy. We'll catch you later. Injectors are about $2K, turbos about $1,500, $600 tuner, $2K, intercooling gauges, etc., etc. Why do you see? I know he's talking about the 7.3. Yeah, but then you're not talking about how to P-pump a 7.3, because you need to P-pump a 7.3 if you're going to make big power. It's too expensive. I mean, I can throw a turbo, an injector, and a camshaft in that motor and make 500-600 horsepower. Love my Dirty Max, but even I know the Cummins are far superior when it comes to power. You're not wrong. I will say though, this 6.7 Powerstroke that's sitting behind me, that is super reliable, and I totally do not have it tuned. So I don't know how it would work if it were tuned, but if it were tuned, I'm sure it would be very powerful and very fast and very reliable. But I don't have that because that's illegal. You can't do that, so don't do that. I remember the 3-part video on that 5-foot snowstorm where we basically snowed all. Yeah, so I made 3 videos in the course of one weekend. I probably filmed a total of, in that one weekend for those 3 videos, I probably filmed 12 hours of snow removal and got it down to, I think the one video was just shy of an hour. The next video was probably 30 minutes, and the last video was probably 15 minutes or so. I mean, we just got so much snow. It was crazy. It was crazy. It's a good series for us to watch, maybe not for you to work in. Yeah. I tell you what, though, my dad was sitting fat and happy in that John Deere. If you guys saw that John Deere I delivered to his house, nice cab, heated. He's like in a Hawaiian shirt and shorts and flip-flops snow blowing at his house. It's crazy. That thing's super warm. It's got a nice heater in it that runs off the engine coolant. Man, not me. I was freezing. I can't wait to delete mine. That's illegal, sir. Do not delete your truck. I would not recommend it, and you would definitely have way less problems if you deleted it. So don't do that. Don't delete it. It's illegal. The EPA will come after you. But you can send me an email if you have questions, because I'll tell you not where to get things. Yeah, the 5.9 will serve you well. Take care of that killer dowel pin, and you're pretty much set. So the killer dowel pin in this motor is actually already done. Some kid owned it before me. He was like, I don't know how old he was, but he put some parts on it. I got to go through it and see what he's done, but he did tell me he did the killer dowel pin. I'll probably redo it because I don't trust other people's work, I guess you can say. Christmas storm. Was it Christmas? Free men don't ask permission. We had 2 big storms last year. I do remember this. We had one storm that was last weekend, so like around the 17th or so, and then we had another storm. I don't remember if it was Christmas or not. I think, you know what? I think it was Christmas because people couldn't go to their families' houses. I think you're right, buddy. Although right up where you were, you didn't get much snow because I got a buddy that lives right around the corner from you, and he got like 6 inches and I had 5 feet, so got up to 25 here today. Thanks for stopping by, Jeff. In Montana, we get tons of snow, but rarely 5 feet at a time. Yeah, so we get a ton of snow here in Western New York. I think, so obviously I don't live in Buffalo, but I'm 45 minutes outside, but I think Buffalo is consistently the city with the most snow, and don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure the city with the most snow in the United States with a population over 100,000. And that goes to show you a lot. So yeah, in a lot of rural areas, the mountains and stuff like that, they get a ton of snow too, but nobody lives there. But we are the town that gets the most snow with the, not my town, 45 minutes away, but I get just as much. They get the most snow, 100,000 people, population, city of 100,000 people or more, if that makes sense. All right, so what else do we got? Do you trust Michelle with the drone? Absolutely not. That's a hard no. That's an easy question. Absolutely not. I hunt in the winter. I hunt in the winter as well, buddy. It's winter here. I'm hunting now. Not right now, but really should get a cab on my L3400. The main reason I put a plow on the 6.0, it's warm. So I've looked into cabs for my tractor, and I've looked at Curtis. They don't make one for the L series, which is wild. They make one for the B series. They make one for the LX series, which is actually, I believe, like the grand version of my tractor, but they don't make one for my tractor. I don't understand why, but yeah, I'd love to get one, but I can't find one. So if you know one, shoot me an email, everythingelliott716@gmail.com. Send me a link. I'd really appreciate it. Show the whole driveway by hand. Feel bad for you, buddy. Have you planned out the horsepower recipe for it yet? When it comes to 12-valve Cummins stuff, electric power-driven diesel channels, they sell. Yeah, so I'm pretty much going to buy everything from power-driven diesel. You can just buy kits. They've got it all figured out. They've done all the dirty work. Why am I going to go through and try to test things? So I'm just going to go buy one of their kits and just bite the bullet. Rita, yeah, so that happens pretty much yearly here. They close down the interstate all the time, and they actually, a lot of times will ask for the public's help. The police and fire departments and stuff will just go out on the news and say, if you have a snowmobile, please get out, get people. And they'll buy pizzas and have you deliver pizzas to people's cars and stuff when they're stuck. It happens all the time. That's nothing new here. Well, guys, we're approaching an hour, so we've got about 6 minutes left. I was only planning on being an hour on. If you've got any final questions, comments, concerns, or anything like that, feel free to ask them now. I'll do my best to answer them. I've answered a ton of questions, and I really haven't talked about much, which I guess isn't that bad of a thing. Do you have to shovel your shop, or does it handle that kind of snow load? No, I've never shoveled my shop. I was actually more concerned about my house during that, obviously because we live in it, but my house is like 70 years old now, so I went and shoveled my house. I think I put the snowblower up on it. I did my house, didn't worry about the shop. It was a non-issue. So they say that the shop is rated for 144 PSI, so 144 pounds per square inch, and I think it would take like 20, 30 feet of snow to get that, so yeah. Thanks, Paul. Best of luck on your 10K subs and beyond. Couldn't do without you, buddy. Thanks for stopping by, Rita. So yeah, guys, make sure I'm sure you're subscribed if you're in here, but make sure you guys keep watching. I really appreciate you guys. And if you have any final comments or anything like that, I have an email address with the channel, Elliott, everythingelliott716@gmail.com. If you guys have any burning questions, feel free to shoot me an email. I mean, I answer all my comments. I'm going to answer the emails. And if you guys are interested, I can do more live streams. Maybe it's something I do once a month if, you know, you guys want to meet me or talk more, and we'll get into it. But if that's all, I appreciate all of you guys for stopping by and watching me. And it seems like it was somewhat of a success. I think we had up to 40 people in here at a time, which probably to most isn't much, but hey, it's my first time, so I'll take what I can get. Next time, I'll figure out how to make it sideways so you guys get better viewing pleasures. So until the next one, guys, I appreciate you guys. Stay safe, stay warm. Unless you're in Florida, you're always warm. And I'll catch you on the next one.